you can see, this quite big grave here. I'll take a walk around the grave so you can see how big it is. This is the grave. Here. This is quite a big stone setting, and also you could call this a stone cairn, and it actually is a typical grave from the early Bronze Age I've been talking about today. And actually these kind of stone cranes you often find along the shorelines on the eastern coast in Ostergotland or in Sweden, and not so often in the inland. But here they have chosen to build this crane. And I talked about how we protected our prehistoric monuments. But if you look there, you can see that not everyone does that. And the law has holes in it. That's a little cellar from the 19th century. And I also recognize a big hole in the center of this grave. And probably someone have been digging here to expect to find some grave goods. In the center of this grave, but I'm not sure actually. Some similar graves you can find on the island of Gotland, and these have the same sunken center, and probably one think that those graves have had a center crane in itself, and with a roof of oak stocks. So when those rotten, the whole grave collapse. You can also see a later stone cut here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is probably the oldest grave here, and this is a guy or a woman. Here I can't tell you, but this is an important person who's buried here, and probably this grave starts the whole grave field here. Everyone wants to connect to this grave on this ridge. We've seen together with it, and perhaps you remember when we were in the museum, I showed you this tiny monster with the small houses and the stone fences. But there's a little grave field, and this is the same kind of grave field. It's a settlement grave field. This is the grave field that the people that live somewhere here. I don't know exactly where, probably down there somewhere. At that settlement, all the people were buried up on this ridge. Perhaps it's the whole family here up here. And then you can see, you look, you have the grave over there. You have different forms of graves, and that's also typical during the later part of Bronze Age and the early Iron Age. We have small stone settings, we have triangular stone settings, with square stone settings, we have different erected stones like these over there. So there's quite a difference in the way of building these graves. In some of them you can say, well, you can date, and some are more anonymous. Another thing here is important, that is that they've chosen to put this grave field on this ridge so that everyone can see it. I don't know if you noticed, but there was some kind of ditch we walked across down there. Did you? There's nobody. No. When you go back, you can see that's actually an old road. This road, probably, that road went further up this way, and we see the Romestone there. That's later. That's probably from the Viking age, around 900 or 1000 AD. So that Romestone is later than this grave field. But both the Romestone and this grave are near this road. So everyone who passed this bridge saw this grave, these graves up here. So this is the oldest grave up here, and the youngest is probably, I'm not certain, probably this one. I'm sorry to say that this is probably a little damaged. This grave also this is also damaged, because this is a erected stones or a stone circle. And usually there are 7, 9, or 11 stones in these kind of graves. And what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 perhaps. There are some stones missing here. And we don't know where they are. Okay, we have a later stone fence here. Perhaps someone took a stone and built a stone fence during the 17th or 18th century.
How they move the stones?
On manpower.
Manpower?
Yeah. I guess these stones are local. I don't think they have traveled that far. So, okay, these are quite big stones. You need quite much manpower to move them. And to build that grave over there,